All right, let's talk some rabbits here. So I have we moved our rabbits outside to a outside area so that they can grow out on grass and eat all these leaves and all this good stuff down. Now we do come out here and still feed them, and I'm gonna feed them right now actually so that you can kind of see them all. They'll come running out. We keep our feed outside in one of these containers. This is like a dog food container, and they work pretty well. They keep the mice out, which is the important part, and the goats and all that good stuff. I like to give them one scoop a day. There's about 13 rabbits out here, and we'll just feed them right on the ground. Now these are Rex and Rex mixes. So they're Rex mixes with Lop. That's what that white one is, and that brown one there is a pure Rex. That's a mix. That's a mix. And we raise these out as meat rabbits, or we sell them as pets, or whatever people want to do with them. We don't really ask. They can eat them. They can raise them, breed them, whatever they want to do. Anyways, I had originally made a video of us moving them for the first time over here. We put them around this wood pile, and we wanted to all the audio got lost, so unfortunately I wasn't able to put that one out. So see a bunch of rabbits that come running out. A lot of them, they like to hang out on the dirt because the dirt's a little bit cooler. We've had some pretty hot days, like 90, 95. So you see a lot of them in here laying on the dirt, just hanging out, relaxing. Now we did get a couple of them got out, and if you don't get them fast enough, they'll become wild, like pretty fast, like within a week. So you kind of want to get them as fast as you can. Now I have this netting. It works out pretty well. It's not really perfect for chickens or rabbits, but it's called poultry netting. So this one over here is just for my chickens. You can see the chickens are out. They can squeeze through there. They have a charger. It's not that hot. This is more to keep the dogs out of here than the chickens in. Now this fence is meant to keep the rabbits in. Like I said, if rabbits get out, that's it. They're gonna start breeding, and they're gonna become a little wild and all that stuff. So in order to alleviate that, what we had to do was put a pretty big charger on here. That's why you hear the clicking going on. This will shock you pretty bad. So we don't want the rabbits getting in or out, or getting out rather. And they're pretty tame, you know. They're still a little skittish, but we just like them growing up on pasture. You know, that's, for us, that's important. It's nice for them to get out of the cages, because we don't have as many cages as we'd like, if you're trying to like do what we're doing. And then it's nice to have them come out here and clean the area up. Now the only problem is, if you're going to do this on your lawn, they are going to dig holes. 100% that they will dig. They'll burrow underground and live underground. So you don't want to do that. And I'll show you that here in a minute of some of these holes. But right now, there's 10 of them right here. We got a couple more. We do have an older rabbit in here, and it's my wife's first rabbit, and she doesn't want to get rid of him. His name's Bolt. He's right over there. He's a mixed breed. He's our first rabbit from Rule King when we first started doing this a couple years ago. And I'll give a close up. He's gone. Little rabbit tractor we made. This is just for further protection. We don't close this. This kind of stays open always. Same with the chickens, if you're curious. We don't close those. We used to close them in the beginning, like push them all inside and close them at night, but we don't have any nighttime predators, not with the fences. The only predators we have are hawks, and those big old roosters in there kind of help prevent that from happening. So let's go over here and I'll show you some of the holes these guys dug. Now I put them over here. This used to be an old horse corral, and there's all kinds of roots, and I wanted them to eat around these roots so I can come in here with a handsaw and cut them all down eventually. But there's a little hole they built. You know, I don't know how deep it goes or how far in it goes, but it goes in there, and they lay in there just to get cool. And then over here we put them under this wood pile. This is really the only shade they had out here. This is why we moved them again. But they had this wood pile, and this is like I said, this is where they got out of the sun. As you can see, there's no trees over here. Sun beats down pretty hard, and they were hanging out in those holes and underneath this wood pile. But you can see in here some of the holes they dug. And here's one that's interesting. There's a hole here, and it goes all the way over to here, down in there. Hard to see, but down in there. And you know, they go in there, and like I said, they get out of the heat. It's cooler underground. But if you do this in your yard, expect holes. If you leave them on your, it doesn't take long for them to dig those holes, a couple days. So you either have them on a tractor like that. You can move every day. I wouldn't recommend keeping any more than like 3 or 4 rabbits in there, though. It's kind of small. We didn't want to have to build like 5 or 6 of these things and move them every day. So we ended up using this as our little house, and we feed them in there whenever we need to move them, and they'll all run in there. So it's nice. I got all that hay in there. You know, that was for eating, but they eventually just started laying on it. Let's walk around this little shelter they got. This is 160 foot, so it's roughly 40 by 40 if you were going to make a perfect square. So it's a pretty good amount of space they have here, 1,600 square feet. And there's you know, there's 13 of them or so. Now, with the charger this high, it will burn the grass. So if you're in a very dry climate, you need to, you know, be aware of that. So this is an 8 joule charger. It's in this little box I made. I made a video on this. I'll link it so you guys can see how to make one of these things. But you can see the burn mark where it was previously. So if you're in the desert or in, you know, in the West, I would recommend not using this, using something a little bit more permanent. Now these work fine, but rabbits can jump through those little holes when they're a little bit younger, like those ones on the bottom. That's how a couple of them got out in the beginning. So we like to keep it in the woods. This is an old pig pen, or I don't know what it was in the beginning, but we use it as a pig pen. It's just some 2x4 welded wire and a little shelter. We use it as for pigs when we first got pigs, and it worked out pretty well. It's not great for rabbits. They can squeeze through. Well, they can, you know, dig underneath this and all that. Like I said, we do have a couple rabbits that are out, and they become pretty much wild once they're out. And I'll try to find one here to show you. We got a brown one that's out, and we got a white one that's out. The white one that's out probably won't last as long because it's white. It's like that with ducks and chickens. The whiter the rabbit or the animal, the less likely it's going to survive, because predators can see them at night, and most predators hunt at night. So you're going to have that problem. So you definitely want to try to catch them as fast as possible. And a net works pretty well, or if they're tame enough to just walk up and grab them. But other than that, the rabbits are they're gonna run through, hide in these little wood piles and stuff like that. I had one rabbit living over here for like a week until we finally caught her. They eat plenty of greenery, leaves and whatnot, but they still like feed, and we want them to get bigger, so we're gonna keep feeding them. And then this is just a water I made, simple water, nothing fancy, just a hose going down to a water nipple that goes inside, and they know how to use it. Go in there and drink water. Perfect. They'll eat through that. It's just a pound. You know, they don't need much, because this is just a supplement to all this grass and weeds in here that they'll eat down. And you can see they'll make little trails and stuff, and eventually they'll start digging in here, and that's fine for us. We don't mind. You know, we're not going to put our rabbits in the middle of our lawn. We're going to put them at the edge of the property or somewhere where we want them to clean up. Same thing with chickens. Chickens will tear down grass much faster than rabbits. Well, it doesn't help that we have like 20 times more chickens out here than we do rabbits. But they'll run through all this stuff, tear it down, and I'll eventually move them over here, and they'll run through all this stuff as well. I really want them to tear out all this weeds around these stumps. And that's the good thing about rabbits and pigs and chickens and all that stuff. You can strategically move them to places you don't want to deal with, even especially the woods like this, and they will run through and eat everything in there and trample everything down, and it'll be much easier for you to get in there with a chainsaw or a handsaw or however you want to cut down and fix things up like that. But we like rabbits. They're super easy, they're fun, You know, they do scratch you up if you don't handle them right, if you don't know how to pick them up, and you know, it is what it is. But they're really fun to deal with, and we like them. Plus, they reproduce so fast. It's only 30 days for a rabbit for the gestation period, the pregnancy, and after that, they're able to go outside at 6 weeks. These guys were born about 3 months ago, 3 to 4 months, so they're all about the same age, and they're all from somewhat different litters. These 4 right here are all from the same litter. Those 3 over there are from 3 different litters, probably. We have 4 Rex females and only 1 lot mix. These are lot mixes over here. Anyways, hey, if you guys like watching these videos, you know, chickens and rabbits and pigs and goats and ducks and all that good stuff, hit that subscribe button for more videos. And you know, we appreciate it if you leave a comment. Let us know what you think about our little outdoor rabbitry setup here, little grow out center, and hit that like button. Thanks for watching.